I'm Mason Mount. You're listening to the London is Blue podcast.
Let's go ahead and peel back the celebrations, the confetti, the trophy raising ceremony, and that Lampard's back to his 4-2-3-1 in the first half. And he's getting results. Scored 2 goals today. Obviously, Barcelona was missing a couple key players, Suarez. I think that was about it. I don't know who else would make an impact for them. But jumping into this is Jorginho. I think he's really starting to stand out in this lineup and formation. And we even had a tweet from now former guest Sebastian. Dan, what did he have to say about Jorginho?
Well, obviously Seb, not one to mince words on Twitter, talking about Chelsea leading 1-0 versus Barcelona with Jorginho. Open quote, can't play in a 2, close quote, giving the assist in a midfield 2. So now it's clear, Sarri made the team look bad, but that was for everyone to see, but a small minority anyway. And I think maybe just wading through a little bit of the snark that we've come to know and love from our friend Seb, I think Jorginho actually has looked pretty exceptional in the pairing of the two. I think actually what's even more exciting is when N'Golo Kanté is completely rehabbed and N'Golo Kanté is playing next to him, even though Kovacic looked very, very good, Nick. I think Jorginho is showing that anyone who doubted him last season, anyone who painted him as only good because he was working under Maurizio Sarri, is showing the type of player that Guardiola wanted to bring to City.
Yeah, I mean, I was very impressed with Jorginho today, and not just because he went two-footed on Griezmann early on, which I couldn't have loved anymore. I mean, new signing,
Welcome
banner
to Barca.
Yeah,
that's what you get for those Halloween costumes.
Banner day, and Jorginho just comes and puts some studs through you. That felt really good. I think personally, and this is a guy that I think we all had, a little bit of doubt of during the season last year, if we're being completely honest. I think he looks desperate to not only show up, fight, play with heart and grit and all the things that we are seeing right now. I think he's desperate to get out of the shadow of Maurizio Sarri. I think he has been labeled as, a system player for the last 4 or 5 years that he's played under Maurizio, and he's played the one position, he's done the one thing or two things that are really impactful during a match, and new blood comes in. And I think the great irony is that he comes to Chelsea because of our former manager, and he stays at Chelsea because I think his talent is flexible enough to shine without kind of having the father figure around to coach him through. And I think, on top of this, Mike, final point, without Sarri here to, basically put him in the lineup every game because he was first name on the team sheet for the most part, him earning a spot in this team seems more significant. And I think the fans are going to react to that much differently than they did last year.
Yeah, I mean, him deciding to stay and not run away to, back to Italy to kind of duke it out and fight for a spot. That's everything that you want from a player. And I think we're seeing a real renaissance happen with our players. You hear rumors or talking about how they're not standing around explaining how to play and what to do. Players are doing drills constantly, and they're enjoying things. And I mean, we're talking about with Jorginho, but let's talk about Barkley too. You have guys who were hampered and hamstrung by, I think, a poor system or not really believing in themselves. And I think these guys know that Frank supports them and is just letting them play. And I think it's amazing. And I cannot wait to see where we're going next, Brandon, because this is what we want. This is kind of a give-me season. It's going to be a little bit difficult without the transfer ban. But again, I think, maybe Jorginho will do what Drogba did and prove us that a initial poor start at times is not the end of a Chelsea career.
Yeah, I think this is in his character. He's always been known to be a hard worker relentlessly. I bet he pushes the tempo in training. So it's good to see him. I like Nick's point, especially talking about when he gets that monkey off the back of he can only play for Maurizio in the bottom of a 3, right? Like the fact that he's much more dynamic than that is great. I know Mark Worrell on Twitter has been soaking it up for Jorginho, and so yeah, hopefully it's just a good thing to see.